Back, everybody, for another session of the Dungeon of Graves, brought to you by Third Company Gaming. And when we last left our heroes, they had barely defeated a horrible gelatinous cube that was doing its best to have our first TPK. But the heroes had managed to deal with that crisis and are now covered with slime and slightly stingy ichor. And we will take it from that point now. Blood Moon, what do you have to say?
All right, we should head back to town. Obviously, Vom's rash is worse than when the new people came and joined our tribe. So we should have him looked at.
Thom has been hanging out with the local girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't go
Is
stuff. That kind of stuff doesn't go away. Just point it out.
Does anybody object to going back so he may rest?
I can cure disease, I
Well, you're pretty popular amongst the boys.
think. I just have to lay on hands.
Hey, easy there. I get. Never
Where?
mind. You gotta lay on hands. Never mind. I'll get over it. All right.
Father Flanagan, are you sure this is okay?
Ah, man, I can't wait to read the. Can't wait to read the hateful comments. Okay.
You'll never go thirsty.
His email address is.
That's all right. I'll get some popcorn for the soul. Okay. So, well, show me how to get out of here, folks. If you want to take an adventurous way out, I fully support it.
Oh no, I'm going back the way we came. I'm no dummy. All
There's at
right.
least one door that didn't lock behind us.
It was to the right and then south.
I shall lead then.
Somebody lead.
But I don't have a light, so somebody else has to lead then.
All right. Blood Moon will lead.
And Blood Moon, you come into the chamber of the carvings and the alcoves, and as you know, that staircase heads back to the mouth of doom.
All right. Well, we'll head out to the mouth of doom.
I'll
Our
bring
barb-
us out
Where's our
to the large area map.
barbarian back here? Is that being played?
Yeah, he's kind of limping along. He's all right.
All right.
All right. I'll move your triangle. You guys are down. You guys are like right there is where the mouth of doom is along this hillside. Um.
I, I will
Yes.
take them back the way we originally came.
Okay. Trying to make haste and best path. Don't run into anything ugly. That's the general plan, I assume.
Yes.
I will give you one wandering monster check because this is like old school flavored, and wandering monsters are part of the fun.
I mean, did you say fun? Because
That's
I'm not
surprising.
really sure we have the same idea.
Let's see. All right, give me a You can roll for me. Roll me a D10. Tony, you're
It's
leading
going
the
to be a
party.
10. Nope, 7.
7. That's fine.
Yep.
All right. You
Oh, I'm still talking to myself because I'm setting this stuff up. I apologize. Yes, it is a 7. I can re-roll if you like.
It's okay. You didn't know what the target number was, so it's fine. You make your way. It takes you an hour or so. Not that big a deal. To work your way along up through the wilderness.
Jonah, come here.
Following the creek. Finally, you rejoin that forest road and make your way finally back to Zelkor's Ferry. We can kind of go through this portion quickly. You guys make a level from defeating the Gelatinous Cube and other monsters in there. Is there anything that you want to accomplish while in town? I figure you're going to be here at least 2 days in order to level up and rest and then turn around and head back out. So go ahead and subtract enough. You guys have been fronted your rooms for a while, but Vom drinks a lot, so you got at least pay a gold a day while you're here. So take down 2 gold just for being here and hanging out with the natives. Is there anything that you want to accomplish while you're here for this amount of time?
I believe we wanted to have a spell cast on my sword,
Yes, I can do the since we're gonna be here 2
but that's
days.
if we can buy the material.
It's a 50 gold pieces of diamond dust for whoever wants the continual light, basically continual flame on
I have the
something.
gold, but I don't know if we can acquire the material here or not.
Well, you guys have not yet. There is a gem cutter in town, and I don't think that you have gone by his place and run into him yet. So, he, since we are now on the town map, he is in this building right here. You've heard about him in town. He is a dwarf, a hill dwarf named Zelkor.
Well, if um,
I would
Bloodmoon
suggest
instructs me as to what he needs, I will go to the shop and attempt to obtain what I need.
the dust of a diamond.
Dust of the diamond.
Dust of the diamond.
I would suggest you take Hector with you.
Why?
He seems to know more about these sorts of things.
What's there to know? I asked the man for diamond dust. I give him the money. He gives me the diamond dust.
Seems pretty straightforward.
All right.
But read the chat. I need to go deal with a screaming child.
Okay.
All right.
So how does your army force?
All right. You, Calgor, even for a dwarf, appears quite aged. He has big kind of like gem cutter spectacles that looks like maybe some tinker gnome
Was that when
made.
you get it done again?
Even when he's not looking at gems,
What?
he apparently has to have some kinds of glasses on. So he's constantly kind of flipping these lenses up and down as he's talking to
Where's
you.
Malcolm? Come here, Malcolm.
Go ahead and well, you can make contact with him. He's yeah, like you'd expect. He's a little grumpy, a bit short on words, but
see
he
your
certainly
nails.
is in this to make a buck. So he wants to know what you need.
Why can't Mom do this?
It's
I
painless.
introduce myself, of course. Talking to me here at your service. I simply need
Oh, do you have to
some
use that-
diamond
hold up.
dust as a
I'm
spell
saying, do you have
component
to use that one?
of one of my friend's needs. He's told I need 50 gold pieces worth, whatever that weighs out to.
All right. He will let us see because I actually have a chart for what gems he has.
And don't make me kill you to get it.
All right.
Wait, wrong type of paladin. My bad.
He's doing nails.
You have a figure
Well,
what
if
kind
he,
of
if he turns around, I do have to put my hand on my side and keep it at bay.
That's right. And besides, you haven't figured out what kind of paladin you are yet. You could be that kind of paladin. He starts rummaging through his piles of gems. He takes out some pieces of hematite
You're fine.
You
and
pulled my nail.
takes out a decent piece of jade, another piece of hematite. Got a lot of hematite. An inordinate amount of hematite. Ah,
You're
Okay,
okay.
well,
Hold on.
I don't
I'm
have
almost done.
dust.
I'm almost
I
done.
do have this
Mom,
rather imperfect, somewhat flawed
Hold
diamond.
on.
that one, those ones
I can
hurt.
let it go for. I would include the task of reducing it to dust in this price. I can let it go for 110 gold.
I don't quite have that much. I could do 90 gold.
I suppose other adventurers may come by with similar
See?
needs.
No pain.
This is a component, is it not? That is your
It is.
purpose. Well, I'll tell you what. I will part with it for 55 gold, and I will keep the remnant dust for the next adventurer who has need for it.
That sounds fair, and very well could be us.
So he spent some time.
Look,
Um,
you're freaking out for
how
no
do you
reason.
make diamond dust?
Because you ruined me an accident.
The diamonds shatter? Do they? I
A
know that.
lot of pummeling and grinding.
Some type of grinder, I'd imagine. I don't
Yeah.
honestly know. Or it could be a byproduct of faceting a diamond and then having the remaining material.
This is the kind of grinding that requires someone named like, I don't know, Candy, Gemini, that kind of name for that kind of grinding. Like some serious grinding. Might be a
All right.
pole involved.
So
Which are pestle.
he grinds the diamond down using whatever technique one does to grind a diamond. If anybody knows, they can answer in the comments below. And he hands you a small little, well, it'd just be almost a pinch of it. There's not much to it.
Was that painful?
He gives you
No.
basically it's wrapped up a little piece of paper.
You're welcome.
And tied off with a bow and a string. And then that's really just quite tiny, and he hands it to you.
Very much appreciated, sir. Should I come across any gems in our travels, I'll be sure to sell to you for a very fair price.
I'm sure I'd be happy to trade coin for gem and vice versa. I have some skill as he flips down some more of his little spectacles as a cutter of gems. I can perhaps increase the value of some should you wish to sell them on the broader market.
Definitely keep it in mind as our travels. As we go into the varied, dank, and dangerous places, I'm sure we'll come across things that'll be of interest to you.
I will look forward to that. Weren't you looking for something else? You were looking for maybe a pearl, was it? Or
Yeah, I got identify, but you need a pearl to do it. But the pearl's
and
gone after you use it, so I'm not sure if you want to spend that kind of money.
That is my house rule. I don't. The rules actually say that you just need to use the pearl over and over again, but I don't like that.
I thought you had to crumble it into a drink and literally consume it.
That may be earlier.
That might have been an older edition.
I like the pearl to be a consumable. He will occasionally have a pearl of sufficient value. It may not be a perfect fit. It might be a little more expensive than 100 gold pieces, but
yeah, I was not sent here for that. It may have been discussed out of character, but I don't think Barnaby knows of it. Nor would he have the money on him to do it himself.
So Barnaby comes trotting back, holding kind of at an arm's length this little folded up piece of paper tied up with string, like a little tiny pouch.
I'm holding it like it's dynamite ever so carefully. The glycerin is separating.
So he returns to the tavern with that. Doesn't want to spill any. Okay. And you guys will stay the night here. I think you guys already have done the level up mechanics for your characters already. Is that correct?
Yes.
I did do it, but I could undo it if necessary.
Oh no, you don't need to. I was just in case it needed to be done. I just want to make sure we get to it. Okay. He comes back with that.
And I hand it to Blood Moon. This should suffice for the spell we were discussing. He does have some more should anybody wish to also purchase it. But now my purse is rather light.
Blood Moon will open up this small piece of paper and he'll look inside of it. And he says, "What would you like it on?" I would suggest
My sword, of course.
You want it on the blade of your sword, or you want the whole sword?
Just the blade. I don't know the intricacies of the spell, but I imagine if it's on the blade and I put it in its sheath, it should extinguish, or at least not shed light.
Okay. He dips his finger into the diamond dust. He walks over it and he puts it directly against Bromley's forehead, and then he begins to move it down the blade. It almost seems like as he does it, little bits of smoke start to come out, and your blade becomes encased in flame. And he hands it back to you.
It is shedding kind of an orange light. Is how you did it.
Yeah, it's fire. I mean, it is
It's a regular flame, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like fire. It just doesn't burn.
Does not create heat and doesn't use oxygen. Can be covered or hidden, but not smothered or quenched. Duration is until dispelled. brightness of the
I
torch.
think it's a light spell that can you can control what the light looks like. But it looks like this one looks like a flame. Okay, good to know. And that's after you gained that at third level. Is that correct, Tony?
Correct.
Okay, so that was after you guys had done a rest and leveled up and all that. All right, so you
Yes.
spend a couple days here, and you're fully rested. You've got all of your hit dice back. You have your spells back.
Lowell had also considered having it done, Devin, but she had to go away for the child. Just keep that in mind.
Gotcha, and we can accomplish that.
Just reminding you. That's all.
Just by saying, yeah, I had that done too, and I'll be fine with that.
Okay.
Where did you guys wish to go from here?
I think we wish to return.
Okay. There's no special tasks that anybody has in town. As
At the moment,
you've
sort of
learned
being as useful as I could possibly be for free to whomever needs it.
that there are paying bounties on goblins and gnolls and bandits.
Barnaby will not partake in bounties.
Sure, I gotcha. But those are the main threats in the area. But they seem to have abated somewhat. But the intel that you get from the people in town, especially when dealing with with Skorma, is that they believe that the gnolls are operating out of the Mouth of Doom. That is where most people think emerging from. Coming from there, ranging around the countryside, forming small petty alliances with these goblins. But they think the main lair of them is down there somewhere. And if they were cleared out, I'm sure the amount of gold that you'd get for clearing them out at 25 gold per ear, per left ear, should be a pretty hefty bounty should you undertake that.
What's up?
And you also had some bounties that
I put them in the main.
That some person had posted at the necromancer's little shop at the north side of town. Do you guys recall that, or?
Go
No,
upstairs.
no, and I
Go
don't
on,
remember.
Malcolm.
I'll show it right here.
Ah, the sap of a gallows tree. Yeah, I'm looking at it. We're not going after the trolls right now.
Fair enough. Especially the matriarch troll. That doesn't sound safe. Well, living bandit, living priest of Orcus, those might be manageable. I mean, in theory, you actually had that little goblin would have qualified.
That's true. Unfortunately, he was demoted to corpse pretty readily.
Yeah, I've noticed that living is kind of like a little larger than the other fonts there. So I think there's some definite emphasis on the living part.
Which is why we have the bring us back a left ear as a side piece.
Yeah, exactly. For those who are a little less cautious about that whole living thing. Okay, back to the Mouth of Doom then.
Yes.
All right. We will quickly accomplish that little journey, and you arrive there without much. You leave early in the morning. Get a quick start across the countryside. Takes about an hour to get there, so around 8-ish. Sun's beginning to rise up in the east. You arrive at the Mouth of Doom, which I described last time. It is a big, enormous skull carved of basalt with a pair of ram's horns on either side. And it goes back about 40 feet before hitting some stairs and then descending down to that first room that we all saw earlier. So we are back there again. Perfectly safe. What could go wrong? Been gone a couple days. Probably time for a. I'll let you guys go in with some caution, and not just thrust you in there. How are you guys going in there? Describe that for me.
Barnaby going first. Sword drawn for his light source that he now has.
Okay. I'm gonna have you guys. It does go this way. So I'm gonna say that you guys are kind of coming along behind him as Barnaby comes down.
Oh, we're gonna continue the places we've already gone. That's only the smart thing. So, Blood Moon will attempt to stealth his way around.
Okay. So this is down right here. That's going this way is going down the stairs.
Okay.
You go down there and peek around, and it still looks much as you left it, but any doors that were opened have since been shut.
Awesome.
Interesting.
And your and the portcullis that had fallen earlier and trapped you is likewise no longer visible.
Okay.
Everything seems to sort of been reset. I guess that's the term for it.
I assume we want to continue where we've already been.
Oh,
Makes sense.
I set the light source on your other token, but let me set this one real quick. I set the one where you didn't need it, which is just super smart of me.
Well, you meant to copy and paste. It's okay.
Yeah. There you go.
You.
Blood Moon would check the door.
No door.
Give me a. So if you're looking generally for like traps, like the way I view it is if you're looking generally, it's perception. If you're looking specifically, it's investigation.
I'm gonna just look generally. I don't have time to investigate this thing.
Okay.
15.
15. It doesn't look well. You didn't open this door last time. It doesn't look a whole lot different than last time you saw it.
All right.
Open the door.
The door.
Okay. Give me a strength check, please.
That I have.
That you do. What? I guess Barnaby kind of pushes you out of the way and does it.
Okay.
Yeah, Blood Moon rolled better than me. Oh, that was his perception check. Thanks.
And gotta roll my dice.
I'm gonna back up since he pushes me out of the way.
With Vaum not here, I should take some defensive postures for you.
All right, bath time.
All right. The door opens and you can see some distance down that corridor using your torch, well, your sword light. And you could just begin to see that room beyond where the skeletons were dimly lit, some 40-ish feet away. You don't see or hear anything.
I do give a good listen.
Yeah, everything seems quiet. The bones of some of the skeletons are still scattered here and there on the floor.
I'll take a few steps in. Like
Okay.
there.
All right.
I'll head in behind him. I'm gonna attempt to basically stealth past him and get out of the light. So you let me know when you want to roll, but I'm gonna be attempting to stealth.
I generate noise to help him hide.
I'll watch our rear with Hector.
You're watching Hector's rear.
Devin, does that look like a gelatinous cube up ahead?
Where? What?
They're hard to spot.
I'm just asking, just seeing, just seeing.
You are as you are poking along there. There's no. You do not see a gelatinous cube. You can give me a perception check if you wish to.
Yeah, as the
Well,
I imagine the dust was closed, which I don't give a shit. Apparently, I'm too focused on something else.
Well, you can't get lower than a 14 because that's your passive perception. So
Okay.
that is an empty room. However, empty rooms do require that I see whether it is really empty or not. It is empty. It is very empty. It is exceptionally empty. like devoid of dust, empty.
Be
Okay.
very careful.
All right. I'm going to come to here and peek down this corridor here.
Did you give me any direction of what to do before you flinked off, or should I be moving also?
Apparently not. He just slinked off.
I did not.
In
Because
which
I think
case, I'm
I
probably...
think I remember this area enough to know that I'm going to circle back to you, and there's a room up here where I found those boots.
I know we have some
outside.
type of code for when you're in trouble.
That's a scream. So,
Well, I think I saw you go straight, so I will also go straight. I'll go 20 feet forward to there.
all right, Devin, anything in this corridor that I'm spotting?
Looking to the south, give me
Yeah.
a direction.
South.
You've been here. It doesn't look that different. This is where you came from before.
Right, that's where the wolf portcullis is.
Correct.
Gotcha. All right, then I am going to go around, and I'm going to continue sneaking, and I'll come up behind Barnaby.
I will move to there, as every time he said I'm moving, I will also move.
Now Blood Moon.
I see Blood Moon emerge.
Blood Moon
Everything is clear up ahead, Barnaby.
Were there any rooms or doors?
There is a room. The wall to your left is a room that we have not investigated yet with a door. But the door is on the opposing side from where we are now.
I will go a little bit down the hall until I can see such a thing. I will continue down the hall.
Take a left.
Where else would I go?
And you're taking the corridor on the left.
Is
Over
this
here.
the room? Oh, well, that'd be
Your other left.
my facing left, not the east.
Yes.
Going east. But what's south of here?
I have not checked,
Right,
but I
guess
can.
I'm going to step up a little bit just to get a look.
Okay.
But I'm not going to go any further than that because he hasn't investigated. Having not seen anything obvious, I will turn around and head to this area for a doorway that he says here somewhere.
Alara, I'm going to go south. Hold here, please.
I got track of all sorts of people here. So
I'm going to stop here because you said every room has to see if it's really an empty room. So
I already checked that room because you
Okay.
just went by there.
Are we splitting?
That room is another room that looks like it is Barnaby. No, you're fine. So you this room also is quite overly cleaned. You think that the gelatinous cube had kind of been working this area as well, and there's maybe looking south from this room, Blood Moon. There's another room that's you could just barely see in the edge of your vision, opening up to the south. You're not really sure of dimensions.
all right, I'm going to move to here and peek around the corner.
Okay.
See if I see anything.
You can go ahead and move sideways a little bit just to peek around the corner.
I put
Okay.
my ear to the door.
Hold on a second. I forgot to put a.
Guillotine trap.
Okay. See
Only
a
depends
door-
on the man who has.
You see a door down there. There's a room, a smallish room.
Here
and-
or here.
right
You
here.
said I see a door. Okay.
and here.
Okay.
Barney, what are you up to?
I was putting my ear to this door.
All right. Before you reach the door, as you move forward, your boot touches the ground, and it feels suddenly very stuck.
That's not good.
Not good.
I
Distortion.
pulled back as fast as I can.
And make a strength check.
Leave my boot behind.
That is kind of what I was checking to see.
Woof.
You make a dex check then.
Dex check.
Mhm.
Slightly
You
better.
you very awkwardly try to step back and try to like pull your foot out of the boot or leave the boot behind, as you phrased it, and you kind of topple over, sort of awkwardly sideways, and are sort of prone, but very awkwardly so, as you flop on the ground. You kind of fell away from where the spot that where your boot is stuck, so most of your body is over this way, and your hands are actually braced on the ground to keep you from smacking your head on the ground. There's a little bit of a clatter as the sword scrapes and rattles on the ground.
And the most important question: are my hands now stuck?
No, I'm gonna say you fell away from
Okay.
whatever stuck your boots, because you're kind of trying to move back in that direction. So I'm gonna rule that you fell away from. So when your hands touch the ground, they're fine. That's the good news.
And this is when I holler for help.
Hector, you probably heard most of that without seeing it.
Yeah, Barnaby's not the quietest armored individual we have.
Yeah,
I am the quietest armored individual that we have.
Hector, you and Alara see his awkwardly kind of prone person on the ground. His foot is in a weird kind of cocked position as he's sort of like kind of on all fours, but is really looking very awkward there.
Barnaby, are you okay?
There's some. My foot got stuck to the ground. I don't know if it's another one of those cubes I can't see or if something else is going on. I try and scurry away a bit.
I get ready to shoot the darkness. Is he like stuck to the ground?
His foot is.
Um, I'll get to the backside of him and try to pull him away.
Okay. Make an advantage strength check. Because Barnaby, are you assisting him in pulling
Of
away?
course.
Okay. All right. Between the two of you, Hector's a stout fellow. You you pull hard enough, and your foot comes out of the boot, and the boot is just sort of still standing there, and you're now barefoot on one foot. Um, I guess you have a stocking of some sort or something like that on, and the boot is still sole down, stuck to the ground.
Blood Moon. Hector, what do you make of this? Suppose
Yeah.
that's why there's a glove and another boot on the ground over here. Watch your steps.
I'll try to
Something
mage
is-
hand it out.
Something is
Blood Moon
afoot.
will wander back.
Yeah, I'm gonna call over to Blood Moon that something odd's on the floor over here.
Well, we look clear to the south, so. All right.
Okay, so Dave, you're back a little ways. Everybody's kind of backed up.
Yeah.
So, I guess that explains the gauntlet and the single boot we found. Something here is amiss. I imagine you.
I believe it's a pair of boots and a single.
Glove. Yeah. A pair of boots and a single glove.
My suggestion to you is to take off your gauntlet. If you're wearing one, I think you're wearing one. And don't try to open this door with your gauntlet on, because I have a feeling that not only will your boot be stuck, but your gauntlet will be as well, and then someone comes by later and drops them on the floor.
Well, now we need a boot.
Well, we have these pair of boots right here you can wear. Nice and magical.
Oh yeah, we have some random boots, don't we?
Wanted to get those. I said in the chat I wanted to get those identified when we were in the.
We don't have the money for that.
Did you guys pick them up last time?
Those magical boots.
I imagine you guys did. I didn't take them.
Gloves, boots, arrows, and a necklace.
Okay.
Well, unless somebody objects, I will put them on simply to not have a naked foot,
There you go.
All right.
assuming they fit. I mean,
Yeah, I have never liked the rule that magic items automatically fit you, but I'm not sure what to do about it. I think that maybe you should probably find a high level artisan to kind of redo them to fit. I never felt like that was
Well, magic or not, if it covers my foot even uncomfortably, it's better than nothing.
all right. Um, let's roll a d4. I was gonna do it for you. I was gonna say one
Sorry.
is too small, 2, 3 is fits well enough, 4 is too big. So I'll say they're a little on the snug side of fitting you all right.
I'll take your roll. That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as my foot doesn't explode into acidy flame because of these
It's only
boots.
just they might break in, but they're a little they're just a smudge snug. That's all.
I
They're
pretend they're
almost,
climbing shoes, and that's the way they're supposed to feel.
that's right. They're supposed to feel that way. All right. You have a pair of boots on. You're not sure what they do, but you have a pair of boots on.
Oh, Barnaby, you're on door duty.
I'm not touching that door.
Vom will
I'm
just
not.
break it down.
I'm
Yeah,
not
but all the
going
sticky,
into that room.
all the sticky stuff on the ground. I don't know where all the sticky stuff is.
I'm sorry, Laura. What was that?
He said, I'm not touching the door. I said, I'm not touching the floor.
I look back to see if Alara's floating in the air.
He is not, which is
I'm in the
reassuring.
hallway. I'm not here where he got stuck.
What's in the scholars pack? Is there some chalk or anything in there?
It's in the handbook.
It so when you add a scholar's pack to your character sheet, it puts all the items there. So it fills out what you've got.
All right, I have a little bag of sand.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna take the sand and I'm gonna like toss it over to where his boots were.
You could use sand and blow on it or whatever to form an outline of where the sticky
Tackiness is?
substance is.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, that is a fine idea.
Blow some on the door and see if it stays.
Oh yeah, I'll do that too.
The door handle.
Yeah. Well, I got.
And the door.
Yeah, I'll do it on the door handle. In the
Okay.
door.
The door also appears to have the same is gathering the sand. that you
Okay,
dumped.
so I will step over here, and I will tell Barnaby to. I'm gonna use Mage Hand to try to open that door.
Yep.
I'm
Just
not-
step around the outline and give him room. I'll step into the hole back this way.
So I'll stay over there and I'll turn the doorknob, and I'll have it.
As a
Push.
precaution, though, in this area, I will use my javelin as kind of like a 10-foot pole just to make sure I don't step in stickiness near this door.
Then I'll have it turn it up or to the right, push pull, then turn it left down, push pull, whichever one
So
gets it open.
the door handle um, seems relatively a mage hand does not put unlimited force on things. In fact, I think it's limited to like 5 pounds of pressure.
10 pounds.
10 pounds of pressure. So the door knob or handle or latch or whatever is operable by the mage hand, but the mage hand itself does not have the force to push the door open.
Okay. So if anyone's got, all right, if anyone's got a long pole or anything, I'll just turn the handle and then someone can push the door.
I'll give you a if you want to try that. The leverage wouldn't be great. I'd give somebody a disadvantage strength check to push the door if they want to use a sword or a two-handed
javelin.
weapon or staff or something
I
like
can use a javelin.
that. Okay.
You
Let
said
me
you
use one of
wanted.
mine. Yours are too precious there.
That's true. Still not bad.
Yep, that's sufficient. The door opens.
I'll take some more sand.
The crossbow inside fires striking
And,
more damage.
It
Toss-
does not. So let me see what you can see, Barnaby. So who's in the doorway and who's looking?
I will.
I'm looking.
I will
I'm,
look
10 feet
after the
behind
door is
doorway because I
open.
want to give my room.
I will look after the
From
door is
my
open.
position, I can see a little bit inside the room at an angle. It looks like there's something. It's like a skeletal.
Yeah, there's a little hand on the ground with a glove on it. And Barnaby, further in the chamber, you can see, kind of dimly lit, there is a chest at the back of the chamber.
I'm gonna step over here. I'm gonna take my sand out again, and I'll put my sand on the other side of the door, and I'll have my mage hand like move the sand around to see if it any tackiness on the other side of the door.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, as far as you kind of dust the sand around, you could even take your mage hand and dust it if you wish to.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I'll do that.
I am gonna, because I spend a fair amount of time here doing this stuff. I am gonna roll for Wander Monsters because this is old school, baby. Gotta look at the chart. Nope. Okay, you got nothing. You're good. So you spent some time doing this, and as far as you can tell, without spending all night doing it, most of that floor, if not all of it, is covered with whatever adhesive substance.
Yeah, once we go like 10 feet in, I think we can assume the rest of the room is sticky.
Okay.
I will try to pick
Anybody-
the glove up though with mage hand. If it's 10 pounds of pressure is not enough to pull it free, then
curiously, the glove and the skeletal hand, you do manage to pick up and bring to you.
oh cool. I'll hand the glove over to whoever has the other glove.
Okay. So a little oddly, you wouldn't have thought it would, but it did.
Anybody have a lit torch?
Anyone have create water they can just throw in there and see if it takes the sticky stuff away?
I was thinking about trying to burn it away.
I got.
Sorry, Laura, you broke up there.
I got a spell for that. Spell.
A spell. All right, what you got?
I got burning hands.
Burning hands.
Should we use a torch before we use a spell?
Spells are free. Torches are not.
Wait, well, burning hands is a spell slot.
Oh, burning hands? Oh, I thought she had like the fire one, fireball.
Fireball. I dodge.
Well, you're not.
Or
I don't
fire
think
bolt, I mean
we're
fire bolt.
going to be able to tell from a torch if you really burn an area large enough to do any damage.
Something's coming.
If I burn a couple inches,
Something's coming. Something's
That's
coming. Something's
just doing
coming.
I was just doing a burning hands to see how much what space would fill up. That's all.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what it was. I can try to acid splash. I'll acid splash like this. Let me draw.
Okay.
I'll acid splash like this. But let me read acid splash. It might say you have to see a target. I'm not sure if you can target the floor.
yeah, it might make you target a creature or something.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it says target creatures.
you know, it's 5e is kind of that way. And we can't save the acid and use it later. It just doesn't work that way.
If you allow me to just cast it on the ground, I'll cast it on the ground and see if the sticky stuff goes away. If it doesn't, then
I will, I will allow you to do that because the answer is it does not. For the sake of brevity and cleverness.
I'm okay with just walking away from this.
You mean for now?
till I get levitate.
Uh, what we wouldn't give for Tensor's floating disk.
I don't think that works that way anymore.
Oh.
I remember trying to do something with it before, and we found out that the 5e version doesn't let you do much with it.
Doesn't allow you to ride passenger on it.
You can, but I think it's like tethered to somebody and it follows you. It doesn't like move in front of you or something like that.
I'm gonna be
Well, I
AFK.
can.
I'm gonna be AFK for 1 second while you guys discuss. This once Heather came back from um, Home Depot trying to look at dishwashers. 1 second.
Well, we can try to burn it with a torch. We can use some tinder and try to create a bigger area. I can burn a spell and try to do it, or we can just say fuck it and
Well, before you burn a spell, I honestly think we could try a small area with a torch and just see if it does anything, and touch it with something without value to see if it sticks.
We could be
Rations, for God's sakes.
we could
Piece of
be
rope.
overcomplicating this. I could just attempt to pull it closer with a whip.
Isn't it too far away for that? It looks like it's 10 to 35 feet or so.
I can reach 30 feet.
Mm, 10, 20. Maybe put like a cloak down or something and stand on that. You might be able to reach it. Something like that. I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, if you lean in and around the corner, you might have the range.
I can attempt it. The fire idea may work. Whatever it is that's in there might be flammable.
I mean, we could even just simply try and wipe it up with some water and see if it goes. I doubt it, but it's worth a try.
Overall, the question is there anything of value in there? This whole place just looks like it's meant to hold someone until the thing comes through and cleans it.
Well, it is convenient that you weren't stuck when there's a gelatinous cube. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would have been extra fun. Um, interesting point. The severed hand and glove looks very cleanly cut, like as if it was cut with an axe or a sword.
As in,
Ah.
somebody got stuck and needed to get unstuck. Nice.
So in other words, speaking of which, you
Okay.
guys okay? You have a
We-
plan? You're gonna leave this be?
Here's the plan. Obviously, dead things don't stick to it, so we find another skeleton and we write it into the room to the chest.
All right. Well, then I guess you're looking for skeletons.
But I think Blood Moon wanted to attempt to whip it.
Yeah, I was going to try using Thorn Whip to pull it to us. To grab
that-
it and pull it to us.
Does that allow
Good
objects?
night.
I mean, if I can grab a
I'll come
humanoid with it, I damn well should be able to grab a object with it.
Yeah, but 5e being as it is.
Should probably look it up while he was away. I didn't think to check. There it goes.
Toward a creature in range. I am not going to say that I'm ever going to allow you to use this for this kind of application on inanimate objects again. However, in order to expedite this particular conundrum, you whip that thing pretty soundly and pull it, and it appears to be quite stuck to the ground. The chest does.
Hector, can your glowy hand open that from here, so we can see if there's anything inside it?
Um,
What-
I'll try to open the latch if there's a latch with Mage Hand.
What's the range of Mage Hand?
Um, 30 feet.
It is barely
Barely within range.
barely within range. All right, you. 10 pounds, you said?
Yeah, only 10 pounds. It was
Okay.
a little latch. I mean, it's probably not
It
that
is
much.
not. It is not locked, and
Yeah, if the latch opens, but the top takes more than 10 pounds of pressure to open, then I won't be able to push it open.
I'll say you can open it. I'll give you that. I'll give you can open it, but you really can't see inside of it, so you can't really mage hand manipulate the objects inside.
Okay.
Like, you can see what I'm saying. Your angle on it is such
I'm
that
with you. I'm with you.
you can't really look down into it.
Let me. I gotta put my kids to bed real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, I got one that doesn't make much practical sense, but this is a fantasy game. We tie a rope to one of Blood Moon's javelin. He throws it above the chest with such force that it lands in the wall, and then the lightest, nakedest person in the group scurries on the rope that we're holding taut and can get to the chest.
I love it.
I think
Let's.
that is what acrobatic skill is made for.
I got some pitons. At least anchor it on one side.
So,
Are you
does it appear like the whole floor is sticky?
That
From
is, from as much as you've investigated, this is a summary. Um, Using what was left of his sand, he kind of did an arc, maybe 10 feet away from the door, trying to distribute sand and brush it away with his mage hand, taking a fair amount of time to do that. And at least 10 feet from the door is sticky. And Hector kind of said, if it's sticky that far, it's probably sticky the entire way.
why don't we try lighting it up with a torch to start with? I mean, really, that would be the easiest thing. See if it lights.
Well, we can take a torch, light a torch.
I think there's a little spot, just burn it a little bit and then take a piece of food and rub it against it
I
and see
would
if it sticks.
I would put some oil on there first, and then
I don't have any oil.
and then I have some oil, and then put some fire to it.
Okay. So Alara, you are I'm gonna move you here. Tell me you are at the edge of the sticky area, which is now very gritty looking. Tell me what you're going to do.
Well, I would ask Hector to help with the mage hand distribute the oil a little bit away from us, so we're not trying to gauge where this sticky starts and stops. And then, but still within kind of range, and then light a torch, and then where the mage hand distributed the oil, then touch with the lit torch.
Um, So she produces a pint flask of oil from her backpack. Hector, what are you going to do with it? Oh, he's putting the kids away, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I would have the mage hand go like here.
Okay. Make a perception check. As you're watching Hector do that. You notice as the oil is starting to be distributed around in preparation for catching on fire that the sand that has been spread across the floor is kind of it is the oil doesn't really the oil sort of covers it, but it slooshes the sand. The sand you see being picked up and moved by the oil as the oil sloshes across the floor. Where before the oil was adhered to the floor. I'm sorry, the sand was adhered to the floor. But when the oil was kind of being puddled around, the sand moved. It was picked up by the oil and moved around by the oil.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I am back. Are we dead or on fire?
Well,
Neither.
you're almost on fire, but an observation has been made.
Yes. So you took the mage hand, and I gave you some oil to put kind of on the inside of the door to the right, so we can test a patch and see if it burns. And as the oil was poured, it picked up the sand and started moving it like water does with light dirt or sand or substrate. It's not stuck.
Being on top of it.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
I said the oil being on top of the stickiness or whatever.
Yeah, the oil. Yeah, the oil was on. The oil was splooshed on the sandy ground where the sand was adhered to the ground. But rather than the oil just going straight on top of the adhered sand, the sand seemed to break loose
Okay,
in the
gotcha.
presence of the oil.
So if someone just put oil on their shoes, they could just go across. Just take the oil with them in case they need to loosen it up.
We don't know.
Okay, have fun, Hector.
So what I would do now is with the torch, I would have the mage hand put the unlit part of the torch near the edge of where the oil starts to see if like still on the oil but near the edge so that if it sticks then we can drop the torch and it'll fall in the oil. But if it doesn't stick, then we have an idea that
Are you trying to test to see whether oil is making it
yes,
things not stick? Okay.
yes,
Um, it's just a torch. You've got like 10 of them.
Well, I
nice.
could take a stone and
Pretty.
put a stone where the
Yeah,
oil
yeah,
was and move it
let's-
around.
They're like a copper or two each. Let's not belabor our torches for this. I appreciate your
Alara's
frugality.
yes, she's very frugal.
She's very frugal. I appreciate your frugality. It appears that if it is stuck, or if it has enough oil on it, the oil will unstuck it. You tinker around and figure that out, requiring another wonder monster roll.
Blood Moon is gonna look behind us while they're doing this.
Just because I said wonder monster roll.
Nope. No,
Such a-
because it's not doing me any good to actually watch them.
Now, Blood Moon is known to oil himself up liberally, so he
That's
should.
That
true.
is
He
true.
should have plenty of oil.
This I should be unaffected due to the amount of oil I slather on myself per day. I could literally just slide back arched on my abs across the floor, and I will be fine.
All right. You are having a grand old time dealing with all of this. this. Mhm. When Barnaby, a a sling stone or a stone, very rapidly comes in your direction, but misses.
Oh, does it hit somebody behind me?
I'll just say it misses. I'll just leave it at that. And
Well, it's important because if it was the catapult spell,
and looking around the corner, you see scurrying away a small, kind of rust-colored reptilian-looking humanoid.
Kobolds.
This is why you guys are.
Kobolds.
This is why you guys are dorking around with the oil and the sand and the torches and all that stuff. So I will let initiatives occur now.
I'm very intent on dorking around.
I meant nothing by that phrase.
But apparently, ready to itch for action.
All right, Laura, you hear a whirring, clacking, whistling sound. I'll even say that the stone doesn't hurt you, but misses Barnaby. Maybe it bounces off his shield and then bumps into you. And you whirl around and go, "What was that?" You don't see what Barnaby saw. But Barnaby, what do you say?
I just call it a stone flew past my head. I think it might have been that spell that Hector cast. To arms!
Alara, you're up.
Broom.
What? Did you say broom?
She gets a
No.
broom and starts sweeping.
Just throw them in the room. We don't even have to fight them. They'll stick.
I don't see anybody.
You saw a shadow dodging to the side, Barnaby, because you're kind of looking in that direction.
I'll run
I,
straight
I
over
don't
there.
see anybody now.
That's true. All right, so so you're going from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 30 feet there. That's 30 feet.
Yep.
Right into Gelatinous Cube.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I know. It's a good chemical peel. Your skin looks marvelous.
It does. I'm a big fan of those, by the way. Okay, so a little runty little humanoid, kind of rusty colored, kind of dodges out and stabs at you with a dagger.
Oh my god! Thing is not joking around.
Where'd my chat window
The
go?
poison that really bites.
You know, let's hope it's not the goblin boss. We're screwed.
They're not. They look different than the goblins. I lost my chat window. I had to reload. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Damage is. Come on. I'm still loading. Did it roll damage?
No.
No.
Fantastic. Let me try that again. 4 piercing. Barnaby, you catch that now. Yeah, there's a little rust-colored thing, about 2.5, 3 feet tall.
Can I complete my attack then?
Were you holding an action? I'm sorry. You could have been holding action there. I shouldn't have stopped you like there. You're fine.
Because I ran down to attack whatever was throwing stuff.
Okay. Yeah, if you, I'll let you say, yeah, I was holding an action if something came in my view. That's fine. In fact, if you kill it before it attacks you, then I'll pull that damage off. So go ahead, make a swing. Okay,
Nope.
you get the 4. Barnaby, you're up.
Okay, so now I see a creature that you described next to Alara,
Yes.
but and she got stabbed by it. So can I go
Good.
shoulder to shoulder with her?
Sure. I mean, yeah, you guys can. It's the corridor's about 7,
Just
8
making sure.
feet wide. Yeah.
Oh no, there's all kinds of evil. But I'm gonna attack one I knew was there.
All right.
With pierce and flaming sword that tears them all.
Oh yeah, it's you hit these things, they just are just cut down almost immediately. It's gone. Hector. Hector is up.
Okay. We'll go to hallway 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can see something right there. I will do my crappy spell at him.
Yep. Slash. Ooh, well, not so crappy this time.
A whole 2.
Right. You hear a little squawk of surprise, and it the one you threw that spell at steps forward, and it's going to target you since you hit it with the spell. It's going to fire back in kind. So 1, 2, 3 scorching rays. Well, that's not going to be good for you. Only 5. Nice. 10 points of damage. Fire damage. That could have been a lot worse, by the way. And these guys kind of trying to hold back a little bit as they jockey for position. Barnaby, you're going to take another sling stone.
I can hit.
Yeah, you do. 4 points. This one also kind of comes up a little bit. I'm going to give him -2 to hit with a sling. What's your armor class?
Me, 19.
19. Even with
That'll
-2,
hit.
he'll hit another 5 points. Oh, he's torn apart by kobolds. And this one here, we'll do the same. And that one will miss. Bloodmoon, you're up.
Well,
You see a fair amount of stuff going on. Scorching rays, sling stones, some serious commotion going on down there.
all right.
Although you saw
So-
when Barnaby walked up on one and swung a sword, it just immediately was just sundered in half. Its little body is just twitching on the ground.
10, 15, 20, 25. So that one's dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a corpse up for the dead one, but yeah.
All right. Well, I'm kind of in a bad position. I can't fire through. Well, I mean I can, but I don't want to injure Alara and whoa! That's a big corpse. I don't want to injure Alara and Barnaby. So I will have to hold my action until I get a decent shot on one of them.
But this one right here looks a little different than the other ones. He has kind of more like he's a little more. The other ones are dressed very primitively, and this one's dressed primitively too. But he has more like totemic kinds of necklaces and jewelry, and he's the one that kind of based on where you saw the scorching ray come from is where the source seemed to be for that one.
Is there anywhere I can get a shot past Alara with my thorn whip?
Is it a is it a save or a two hits? It's a two hit, isn't it?
It's a to hit.
Uh, you'll have a minus. I'll give you a minus to hit, but I won't. Yeah, you can take a shot. Just to be a minus to hit.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to thorn whip him then.
Okay.
That should be.
Whoa!
Oh!
All right. So that does 9 points of damage.
And I'd like to pull him to the worst possible spot he could be, which is right here.
All right. He suddenly looks very surprised that he is no longer sniping spells off from around a corner, and is in fact surrounded by very angry humans and elves.
And that is end of turn.
That's end of turn. Alara, there is a very surprised-looking kobold caster of some form now in your midst.
Yeah, that I was about to lightning lure. So thanks for. Oops, sorry guys, I didn't mean to hit that.
You have other things you can do at this point.
Right, right. Or maybe try to do.
Or try to do. Barnaby, you're up. Have you taken a pretty good beating there from Cobalt Stones?
Okay. So that's a corpse, right?
That's a corpse.
And you guys look like you're beating that thing down fiercely.
Well,
But I'm threatened by it, so if I move away, I'll take an attack. So I guess I have to attack it.
Hector, you want to do something about this?
Oh. I'm not this type of fighter.
Yes, you are.
Uh,
Don't say that. I have faith in you, friend. Stab him with your knife.
They believe in you.
The power of justice and goodness is on your side. You will never fall. Stick him with the pointy end.
I'm just. I'm gonna make a terrible attack with my quarterstaff.
That's not a terrible attack.
You infused it with great terror.
Oh,
Take
how
some damage.
someone put that on there? I don't remember putting that on there. I did not put that on there. 6 damage.
6 damage. All right, you bludgeon the poor sorcerer kobold thing. Oh dear, what does he have?
Thunderwave.
Does not, unfortunately. This would be a perfect time for it. I'd love for that Thunderwave right now. No.
I should have readied my action so that if he tried to cast a spell, I whack him.
I don't know if he has a way to escape without being cut down. Alara, he is going to throw the scorching rays at you and hope that he can try to get back to his comrades.
He'll be at disadvantage
On what?
because he's
Oh,
casting
that's
a
right.
spell.
It's a range attack.
Yeah, that's the
That's-
reason why I didn't cast any spells at him.
Yeah, it's a range attack, which I understand is disadvantage when you're up close. So a 1, a 2, a 3. One of those will hit for 10 fire.
nice.
However, not enough to bring you down, and he's still in the bad place. He's still in a bad spot. Speaking of bad spots, Barnaby in the corner is also a bad spot. As kobolds continue to pepper somewhat ineffectively.
Well, they're hitting enough.
They are hitting enough, but not this turn. Blood Moon, you're up.
Well,
Well,
this situation has gone from bad to worse for him.
for him,
Because you know what time it is?
I have no idea.
It's bone javelin time! Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit.
9 piercing.
9 piercing. He is
Skewer.
clean to life. Alara, you are up.
Great if I could connect.
Barnaby.
Nope.
I laughed, but I'm also going to miss.
But I will.
A 13 does not hit.
Will second win myself. Oh, that's
Nice.
nice.
That's a good one. A 13 does not hit. He is fairly dexterous. Hector, you are up.
My God.
Good second win.
What is
Yeah.
going on with our fighters?
We can't
I'm
roll
on fire.
higher than a 4.
I will ready an action that
Yes.
if this spellcaster tries to cast a spell, I hit him.
All right. You're gonna whack him.
Yep. If he starts mumbling stuff, I'm gonna hit him.
He will be mumbling stuff. So you can
Whack 'em
go
all.
ahead. Oof. You show the fighters how it's done as you savagely cave his skull in.
See, that's how it's done, right there.
That's right.
Invest in more
As I
clever.
told you, the power of justice and all that is good is on your side. You will never fail.
I will hold my quarterstaff in between the two fighters and allow them to use my stick of gore.
I don't think that means what you think it means.
That's what Vom tells all the ladies.
There is a scamper of little kobold feet as they make haste and beat tracks.
Oh no, no, come back, little guys.
You said this one's wearing totemic stuff. Blood Moon will investigate that.
I mean, it's looks like
If he's going to do that, I will step up to the corner to just make sure they're actually gone.
yeah. They once they saw their main guy get cut down so savagely, they decided to take off.
He didn't get cut down. He got beat
Uh,
down.
He got beat down after the savage beat down. That took care of it. Hey, you removed the quarterstaff graphic.
Yeah, I don't want it to be so busy on the.
Okay, fair enough. Um,
It's never going to hit again now that he's taken it off.
It did
That's
hit.
true.
It hit when I took it off.
Blood Moon, you look at it. I mean, it's nothing that seems. It looks like maybe tribal oriented jewelry and symbols. Um, if somebody casts a quick detect magic, there's nothing in here that comes back as that.
No, that's my question. Wasn't that it's whether or not any of this stuff was maybe druidic in nature, like what type of animal teeth or animal skulls
You know,
was
these,
it?
These things are mixed in. They're mostly from small animals, rats and foxes and things like that are what some of it's made from. Some of it's carved bone. It's kind of hard to tell what animal it came from. You don't think that his magic was druidic in nature.
Okay.
Hector or any of you could maybe roll an Arcana check to see if you can figure out what kind of a caster he was,
I'll leave that to people who actually have Arcana.
or who care.
Yeah.
Yes, Bill
Eight.
could tell us what kind of animal it was.
824.
He is probably not a caster like you are. He's probably a personality caster.
He's a shenanigator.
Probably using his force of will to cast spells, using his personality, using his charisma.
He's a
not
sorcerer,
easy.
sorcerer or warlockish type of. caster.
Probably a sorcerer is your guess. It's that as what you've heard a little bit about kobolds is that some of them have magic powers, usually through sorcery as opposed to actual learning the way that you learn spells. Clearly, an inferior form of magic.
Obviously, they are not immune to nature or a javelin.
Hey, if we don't want to waste all our oil, we can walk on bodies.
You have a couple bodies you can throw down.
Oh, that's a good point.
All right, what do you guys wish to do?
I'm gonna be watching over this way because I don't know. The kobolds are trying to get around to our backside, get revenge.
Blood Moon will head back. Will grab one of the bodies and head back towards the room, and very unceremoniously slump it, lined up, foot to head towards the chest.
They are quite small. Probably even smaller than these little tokens are. So you can maybe get, if you were to kind of do a little bit of a dance on them, like 10 feet into the room using their little corpses.
Hector will mumble something about being hit, and he is looking worse for the wear.
So, Blood Moon, you kind of see Hector sort of wincing a little bit as he moves around and tries to help you with the bodies.
Blood Moon will go over and walk up to Hector, basically stop him where he is and start examining his wounds.
He's beat up pretty good. As earlier editions would say, he is blooded.
I heal him for 6.
Okay.
Oh,
He is no longer blooded.
thank you, good sir.
Are you like in much worse shape than that?
No, that was perfect. I'm still a little
All right.
hurt, but that's good.
He's within tolerance.
All right. I checked to make sure that there's no infection. He was burned by fire, right?
Yeah. I feel better.
All right. That should be fine. I'll pull to sit later if it doesn't heal correctly.
I will complain about my clothes being all tarnished now. I have a reputation to uphold. Not your fault. Not your fault.
Take something off the kobolds. Wrap it around it.
And this is how we get infections.
All right. So what are you guys gonna do? Listen, if you guys want to, how much oil do you have, Alara?
Couple flasks. I don't have a ton. Just
Okay.
enough for 10 torches and
All right.
to
If
keep
you
swords lubricated.
since you know
Whoa.
the way. Oh, jeez. So since you know the way to counteract the oil, I'll also add that as you're moving all this stuff around, the Barnaby's boot apparently has come loose. That was on the ground. Like it appears that you haven't, even if you didn't apply oil to it, and you never said you did, even on its own, apparently the properties that are sticking to the ground do expire after a certain amount of time. You're not really sure how long, but as you were moving it around, moving the kobolds or this that, the boot would sort of like flopped over on its side. Then it readhered, but after another amount of time later, it did come loose. So it does appear that
Rated.
it does wear off after some period of time.
So
Less than an hour appears to be the amount of time it takes for it to.
So basically, the chest is open, right? We can't see what's in it, but it's open.
What I try to say is that you don't need to spell to me every step of doing this. You figured out a way to get to it.
Yeah, we're gonna.
If Alara goes through most of her oil, you can find a way to get there, sloshing oil on your feet, getting yourself loose. One person can get over there and get to the chest.
Well, this better be a mimic.
I've got this. I've literally got this. Alara, save the majority of your oil. Give me just one flask.
Why don't you just turn into a snake and slither over there, wetted down with oil?
I've got this under control.
There you
Just give
go.
me one of your flasks.
Because I'm sure you're out of oil. 'Cause I
I
hand
don't.
over a
I
flask.
don't. I don't carry any oil. I'm self lubricating.
At least you're happy.
Right. Devin, I turn into a common household spider and I climb along the walls over to the top of the chest, drop into the chest, and turn back.
Carrying the flask of oil?
Yeah.
Oh, because you were carrying it when you turned.
Mm-hmm.
The floor and walls, but not the ceiling, are adhesive.
So can I climb? Is the door jam above?
Yeah, if somebody was to lift your little spider form up, you could get on the ceiling and crawl across.
That's fine. We'll do that then.
You could just do that. That's let's be
Lob
Yeah,
smart.
them
we,
up.
we
You guys,
toss them in the air like a baseball, use the quarterstaff, and knock them to the ceiling.
you do the smart thing, and you crawl across the ceiling, and then you. So looking down with your 8 little spider eyes, you see a chest that is now opened and looks to be, by any measure at all, pretty full of gold, like
Awesome.
coin gold pieces.
All right.
Too bad you
Well,
didn't have mage hand.
I will head down on top of it. I will come back on the chest itself. That way, on the gold pile itself. That way, I am not standing on the floor. And I will take out one of my large sacks and I will scoop all the gold into it.
All right. Um, and that's a good. I think it's a good 10 pounds of gold when you fill it up. I forgot how many gold pieces per pound.
I don't remember.
It's either 20 or 50. It's a good chunk of gold. I don't know how much one of the sacks carries, but it's as you're counting it out. Make me an acrobatics check just to see whether you manage to get yourself stuck there because you get off balance because you're doing a lot of shenanigans, kind of bouncing around, trying not to touch the floor while you're straddling the chest.
Can I default to athletics instead?
Um, Acrobatics. That's
Let me
fine.
know.
Yeah, Jeremy did not realize we were playing. I did say perhaps not clearly enough.
Yeah, because even he said I can't host, but I could play.
Right. I said, okay, everybody be ready, but that's fine. I did say yes, let's go. Sort of, I guess. Not clearly enough. Okay, you fill the sack with gold.
All right. And I take the one flask of oil.
Mm-hmm.
I coat the bottom of my feet. I coat the bottom of my shoes,
Okay.
and
You're not barefoot? I just imagined you being barefoot, but I could be wrong about
no,
that. All right.
I am not barefoot. I have sandals. I have hippie sandals.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I will. Like I said, I don't want to. I didn't want to spend all night with this, but we did. And and you do the smart thing, and you find yourself back with 500 gold pieces
Woo.
and 1 silver piece.
Special about that silver piece.
That's what we used to kill the vampire later. We need it.
That's right. Vampire werewolf. Who
Blood
knows?
Blood Moon hands the bag full of gold to Barnaby. We
Okay.
can divide this later. There's 500 gold pieces in here and 1 silver piece.
I counted it.
Yep. So it's 10 pounds. 10 pounds of gold. That's a lot of gold.
That's a lot of gold.
That's a lot of gold. All right. You managed to get the gold out of the tricksy room. Where do you all wish to go next?
I say we continue south.
Yeah, follow where the kobolds were, or the
Follow the
inland.
follow the experience.
Well, we just don't want enemies at our back.
All right.
Blood Moon will take the lead. He is stealthing or attempting to stealth. You let me know when you want a
Um,
roll of any type.
once you whenever you want to start stealthing, make a roll.
I want to start stealthing once I'm out of the light.
Okay.
So
So here-ish.
yeah,
All right. As you kind of look around that corner, give me a stealth roll.
doing great with an 11.
All right, doing awesome. Yeah, you're sort of traveling in the footsteps of the kobolds. You're not entirely sure where they went. Give me a second. Oh, this door will be open. I'm sorry. That door is open. Kobolds had opened that door as they came through, and did not close it behind them. Those little dastardly things. So, looking ahead, you see a. This room is fairly normal. Well, this room is odd. The walls are made of mortared stones, but it looks like there's fossilized human skeletons that poke out of the stones, between the stones in various places. Um, like there's a skeletal hand poking out of the wall right here. Another place, kind of like in place of stones, there's a rib cage and a skull. Um, Along the wall here, there's an entire the entire length of a fossilized looking skeleton. It's a mix of mortared stones and very stone looking bones.
All right, I point back at the group and I motion for them to come forward. And I will continue.
Yep.
Let's go.
What about this room to the side?
Let's
More
go,
of the same.
Barnaby. Let's go. We're leaving.
More of the same. More bones, more mortared stone, and these fossilized looking bones. Nothing has jumped out at you. Nothing has moved. There is a open door in front of you, and another open door even further down.
All right, I'm going to continue to move forward.
You see a staircase in your dark light, your dark vision. And it is definitely a downward staircase. And looking into that room, also, you see a pair of Well, you see right there.
It's a statue of some type?
It's a statue. You can't see much more than that, but it's a statue. It looks like it's made of metal.
Okay.
A dark metal of some sort, like almost like cast iron.
All right, I look back at the group and I take one hand in a downward angle and I use my other hand with two fingers almost like walking down the angle and I point to the room ahead. And I move forward. The view I have now, those statues appear to be snake statues.
They look like a pair of cobras.
I'm going to listen for a moment and watch
Okay.
to see if they're alive. Not that I think that they are, because they look like statues, but
They do look like statues.
I'm going to listen and look ahead. Just be quiet for a few moments to see if I could notice or hear anything there going on up there.
They, by all appearances, as you stare at them and look them over, look like a pair of um, kind of large-sized iron statues of cobras.
Okay, then I will continue forward.
Now,
I'm gonna stop inside the doorway in case anything happens.
each of them sits on a short stone pedestal about 6 inches high.
Okay.
And as you enter the room, one of them, not both of them, but one of them, with kind of like a whirring sound, like a mechanical clockwork sound, um, starts to move in your direction. So let's go ahead and roll initiative on that. Just the two of us in this room right now.
Beat me by one.
By one.
Technically
The,
by 0.85.
It moves, it's dexterity. Its dexterity is not super fast. So however, its speed is pretty high. So it moves, let me make sure I got the stats right. It moves pretty quickly, in your direction. Just see. Okay, no, it's pretty dexterous. It moves quickly in your direction, and once it is there, it will try to bite you.
That is.
That will hit.
Yep, nothing I can do on that one.
Yeah, now you got a lot going on here.
All right, now get my character sheet pulled up.
Yeah, because it's oh, you lucked out on the damage here. So give me a
Constitution check.
well, and
Yay.
that will be to cut that in half. So it's not a
No.
Okay, we failed that.
I
So
take the full thing.
take the full 10, but it's 3d6 poison. So that you only got 5 out of that was phenomenally lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, 131 was the damage you rolled on that. So it's not good, but that could have come close to killing you outright.
Right.
Bloodmoon, you are up.
Disengage.
Disengage.
5, 10, 15. Alara, there's some sort of statue of a snake coming this direction, and I don't feel so good. 20, 25. Yep, I'm gonna hold right here up against the wall.
You do not have the poison condition, though.
No,
Okay.
I saw that.
Okay, just letting you know that. And I will take more initiatives. Populate me with initiatives.
Yeah, it's just being nice and slow. There we go.
All right. And we will start with Hector.
I will. I can kind of see something right.
Kind of dashing back,
Yeah,
staggering a little bit.
I see something right
Looking
there.
a little green around the gills.
I'm going to. Acid splash, whatever that is.
Okay. It's all you gotta do is see a little bit of it, and because it takes a save. So DC 13 Dex. He will save.
for no damage.
or no damage.
And
Mhm.
I will back up. One, two, three.
All right, Alara.
I will only go back one. I will see that when I go back one, it puts Allura in a bad lighting area, so I step back up so she can have some sight.
No, I have light on my shield. It's just we've never added that to the token.
There you go.
And I have it in a
Oh, okay.
like a red spectrum so I don't kill blood moon's night vision.
Yeah, I can't change
Yeah.
the color of light, unfortunately. Wish I could. Oh yeah, you can. They added that. That's awesome. Hold on. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
I'll make
That's a new
mine.
feature.
I'll make mine
Sweet.
red too if it
There's also
doesn't
sweet
affect with his.
Iron
he's
Cobra.
right there.
Ah, oh
He's in front of
man.
me.
I rolled a 9. A 9 and a miss.
Ta-da.
Bloodman, you're up.
Almost. Not quite.
Bloodman, wanna thorn whip him towards you?
Oh, well, I can tell you exactly what I'm going to do. The most important thing I can do, I take out some oil and I begin rubbing it on my abs. And I'm going to cast.
I'm sure you are.
Damn right. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at level 1. Hope for the best. You get 7 back.
I'm back. It's not bad.
Oh,
Barnaby. Oh, do you want to do any more? You gonna move, Bloodman?
no. Nope.
Barnaby, you're up.
I take it the statuesque looking object in front of Alara is our foe?
It is a moving, whirring, clicking. Was a statue, now apparently is like a mechanical giant cobra.
I will squeeze next to Cobra and slay it with my longsword.
Cobra Kai, that thing.
13.
Its armor class is in fact a 13, so you do hit
7 slashing.
7 slash. Bam. Make sure it doesn't have any resistances or anything like that. Probably not. It's not a super fancy construct. Is your weapon magic?
It is not.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Doesn't do anything. Bad
Oh,
news.
well. I'll fix that next turn.
It clanks off of its form.
We're 3rd level. I don't think anyone has a magic anything.
That's not.
I'll fix that next level.
Barnaby's
You
got-
can smite. You can smite. That's magic.
Barnaby
Yeah, I
can.
can-
He's got magical boots.
I got magical boots. I can take it.
Come.
No, I'll use a sacred
Are we-
weapon next turn.
Okay. Alara, do you say anything to it before as you smite it and it does nothing?
Well, I didn't smite it. I just hit it with a sword
Well,
and
as you
clanked
hit-
off.
I haven't smited it like
I look at her concerned. I don't say anything.
because
I don't want to rattle my allies.
Alara, you let's roll me a perception check. Let's do that. All right. You notice that what should have been a pretty solid shot to the Iron Cobra just skidded off of it. So it seemed to be relatively immune to the sword blow.
Oh, fun.
Listen to you guys. Oh, okay. So I was going to give you the benefit of that before you swung at the thing. in case
Yeah,
you
I
wanted
already
to.
did. Already swung it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'd let you notice that before you swung at it. I was having you see what Barnaby did. So if you want to take another action, I'd give it to you.
If you have a
Spell.
spell DC is the best to throw. One that has a DC save. Because you don't throw it at disadvantage.
Yeah, there's not a whole heck of a lot right now.
Burning hands, baby. Light that thing up. You don't want to waste it.
That's a perfect one right there.
You could get it and Barnaby.
Barnaby.
Exactly.
Oh, you can avoid Barnaby. It's okay.
And it's iron. I don't really know that it's gonna have any effect.
You don't know. You are true. You are correct. You do not know. Maybe it will.
Really?
Maybe it won't.
So honestly, I'm just gonna distract it. So I'm just gonna swing.
Okay.
Just clang.
Hector, you are up.
Gonna hit it with a little catapult action.
Mm. DC 13. It will make the save.
Oh, that bastard.
Iron Cobra. Iron Cobra is up. Barnaby, you again. 15 will miss. Blood
Dodge.
Moon. Blood Moon.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh man. Well, he doesn't know that this thing is immune to magic, but he's going to do his trick that he's been doing the entire time. Pow! It's a 15 hit for Thorn Whip.
It does.
Okay. It takes
It's a spell
4
pass.
damage. 4
oh,
damage.
there it is. I had to roll down. Takes 4 damage, and I pull it to the other side of those two. So right here.
Gotcha. Barnaby.
What are you doing, man? Don't bring it closer.
Let's see. I will move here, moving around it, so I'm flanking with Alara. And I will use my channel divinity to use Sacred Weapon, and that is the end of my turn.
So you cannot make an attack at the same time?
No, I need to use my action to imbue my weapon with positive energy for 1 minute.
Gotcha.
Gives me a bonus to attack, but it also makes the weapon magical.
Which is nice. Alara, you are up.
It now sheds even more light.
Now you're really set up for that burning hands.
Lightning lure it.
Okay.
Because even if it fails the strength save, because I'm not really going to pull it anywhere, it will take 1d8 lightning damage.
Bring it. Show me what it is. You just click the spell for me.
Or the attack, whatever it is.
All right. DC. It will fail to save. Just roll me a D8 for damage.
Ah, I hate the rolls on this. It's not the same macro. Hold on. There. 7.
Nice. 7. Solid shot. Hector. All right, you see some stuff working on it.
Yeah, I'm not going to
working
waste.
it over.
I just throw some acid.
It will make the save. Iron Cobra. Barnaby, it loves you. Staying on target. Oof.
That'll crit.
Oof. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I kind of need to make this saving throw. D7 on con.
That could be an insta-gib.
Oh, we're good now.
No, it's not double his hit points.
All right.
That's a
So,
constitution.
It's
9
21.
plus 6,
So 12 and
10, 22 total damage.
I'm fine. Not even a scratch.
You're fine. Absolutely fine.
It would have dropped me.
Barnaby, Bloodmoon, you're up.
I think it's sensual back rub time for
Oh
Barnaby.
yeah. Yeah, rub it in.
There you go. Cure wounds for 8, buddy.
That's good roll.
Just hang in there. Barnaby, you are up. This is probably your moment.
I will use my bonus action to cast Thunderous Smite. I will now attack it using all the strength of my lord.
And nature.
Good thing
Nope,
you had
that's
advantage.
that's just your lord.
I rolled a 9. That's right, I rolled a 9. I do have advantage.
You did not roll a 9. You rolled a 5. You also rolled a 1.
Does,
But he's
does
got
an 11
advantage.
hit?
Yeah, he's got flanking.
But does an 11 hit? What are you asking?
Because I get +2 due to the.
Oh, we did figure that in. Right, of course.
Yeah.
Its armor class is in fact 13.
Okay, I miss anyway. But I would have hit 11.
You would have hit an 11, and I'm proud of you for that. Alara, you're watching this. I can only imagine the expression on Alara's face.
I don't think Barnaby's. Has he hit yet?
Yes, I killed the first kobold.
Oh, that's right.
You have seen him kill things. Not often, but it has happened. He's a gentle soul. What do you want me to say? Alara, what you got?
I'm gonna do the same thing because it's cantrip and it's great.
All right. Oh, lightning lure. Sure. Pink fails. Roll me a damage. A 2. A 2? A 2.
As long as it keeps attacking me, we'll be okay.
Laurel, you
Extra
should have a. You should have that spell in your.
I could populate
Attack.
energy. I could populate energy later. Okay. Acid splash. 17. 17 for a save. It will fail. Iron Cobra.
Do your worst.
Oh, Laura, it whirls on you. Buzzing, clacking sound, and bites for 9 and will miss. Bloodmoon, you're up.
What kind of shape is Barnaby in?
I'm bloody.
Yeah, he's blooded.
On a scale of 1 to 38, I'm around a 15.
Okay. Well, then in that case, you know it, you love it. Let's get Barry. Whipping out the bear totem. So, oomp, oomp, oomp.
I have no idea what that does.
A bear totem appears.
I will click the button. There you go. So you get a total of 8 temporary hit points, everybody inside the area, and you gain advantage on strength saves and checks inside the aura.
Which is not attacks, though.
No.
But, who knows. Barnaby, you are up. You get 8 temporary hit points, which is very handy.
Yes, I will continue to scare it with my thrusting.
There you go.
Finally. I will also use a Divine Smite. Oops, I should have probably. Aha!
Oh, okay. And
And the Thunderous Smite goes off.
Well, bam, bam, bam. It flies into pieces. You have to duck and shield your eyes and your face as cogs and springs and little pieces of metal just fly everywhere as it just kind of explodes with all that magical energy directed into it at one point, and it is gone. There is another one. There's another one down there, but I should say another statue, but it is not moving. But it is literally a smoking pile of gears and cogs and springs and metal plates.
I charge the second one, just in case.
All right. Whoops, that's a bear. You charge, literally you do? Okay. You charge in there. You playing your sword against it, and it is a immovable. It looks much the same, almost identical to the other one, but it is just literally a big cast iron looking statue.
Okay. Yeah, the what's it called? Channel Divinity lasts a minute. So
Yeah,
if
you're
my
like,
sword's gonna be magic, gotta do it
quick,
now.
quick, let's go downstairs. Let's got more things to kill. Um, I actually at one point thought about using two in this room, but I thought, in retrospect, I think one was plenty. Um, so there is a staircase going down.
But we haven't searched this whole level yet.
You you have not, no. The pedestal that the snake was standing upon is still there.
Anything special about it? Like, you know, goodies?
I'm going to investigate.
All right, I was gonna put a pedestal down there, but I don't need to. What are you investigating? I'm sorry.
The pedestal, see if there's anything about it that's
Okay.
odd.
There. I think I figured that out.
Just in case, I'll check the other statue, just in case that's, you know, where they put the goodies. For the fun of
The
it.
you you investigate the pedestal. There we go. It's a little big. I'll put it right there. And it has it can be the whole thing it can be um the whole thing is like screwed to the floor. Um, and it can be unscrewed by use of probably conventional tools, but thieves' tools would be best. But since you looked for it and found it, I'll just say you guys spend some time with it, and
Enough time for a short rest.
sure. And there is a small chamber with 3 rubies inside of it, underneath the pedestal. Once you get it freed from the floor.
Nice.
So short rest. Everybody has the option of spending a hit die in the short rest.
I definitely will.
I will spend a hit die, and I will also use my arcane recovery to get a spell slot back.
That's right. Because wizards
Yeah.
are
During
good.
a short rest, I do get my Channel Divinity back.
Nice.
And I get my second win back.
There you go.
And I don't get shit. Well, I get my
Yeah.
wild shape and my totem back.
You get
So.
and you get 1 hit point.
Yeah, it's better than 0.
It is.
Do you need healing?
Oh, I'm okay. I've
But you
got
did
some.
use a spell on me, so it'd only be fair for me to reciprocate.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's
there were
he's scraped, but not bad.
Yeah, there were 3 decent sized. Well, they're kind of small, but decent gem quality rubies inside that little kind of hollow underneath the pedestal. They're located in a small leather bag.
How long do the temporary hit points last?
They're gone. As soon as the bear totem leaves, they're gone.
All right. Well, I think that's a good stopping point for the night, guys.